So what kind of steps you take to make it a believable character?
I think most of the times, or I would say so far, whatever I have done, it's all the credit is to the writers who've written the characters who are so real that there was very little effort that I had to do.
Okay.
So it's a lot of credit to all the writers. Ashwath also, for that matter, like Vishwak said, our conversations were like anybody else would have a conversation. They're all relatable conversations. It's not something that you've not heard or you've not experienced. So I think a lot of that credit is to all my writers who've made that happen, to make my characters relatable. It's them. It's
So
their doing.
why did I ask you that question is, so I saw Caravan and Little Things. We act very naturally. We don't see that Mithila. We don't see Mithila. We saw that character. So
Both those projects actually, Little Things, definitely it's all Dhruv. Like I have been saying this since the beginning. What Dhruv also enabled me to do was be myself with Kavya. When we were doing the table read for the first season, I remember I read my lines as Kavya and I said, they're all sounding like you, Dhruv. She's sounding like you. And he said, yeah, so what has stopped you? Just say them the way you would say them. So he gave me that leeway, and I was glad that I could make her my own. So that is also another thing that the directors and writers have let me do, that, you know, add my essence to it. But yet the writing has lent itself so beautifully to the story, to the characters that I have been fortunate enough to play, that they made my job easy.
okay. What are the few points made you to accept this film? What made you to accept this film?
I think Ashwath writes his female characters so well that it was hard to say no to this. I was waiting for the right opportunity to make this happen, or to do a film in Telugu, and I felt like, oh my god, there was so much for me to do, and I'm always looking for meaty characters. So as Anu, like there is so like, she is such an important, such a key character to the film, to Arjun's life, that I said there's no way that I can say no to this. And Ashwath knew that about me, so it was his perseverance that got me on board this film actually. And of course it was cushioned also so well, if you know that PVP sir is backing it up, Sri Venkateshwara Creations is backing it up, Vishwak's doing it, it was a no-brainer for me. It was just, and for me usually that is the lineup: content most important, and then the people working on the project most important. So all of that came beautifully together. So it was hard to say no.
Have you seen the original version?
Of course I have. I have. That was the equivalent of reading a script. We had the film to watch, so we watched the film as the script.
We can get a complete idea.
Yeah. And that also helped to then emote, because then I knew the context of what was happening. So yeah, I did.
Okay. So what do you say? అంటే మీకు ఎట్లా అనిపించింది దీంట్లో పాట అవ్వడం, చేయడం, వర్క్ చేయడం?
నేను ఓమా ఇక్కడ వెళ్ళి చూసాను, నాకు చాలా నచ్చింది ఒరిజినల్ మూవీ, అండ్ మ్యూజిక్ కూడా, క్యారెక్టర్ కూడా. And when they told me about this, that they're retaining the original team to actually direct Ori Devuda in Telugu, so that was an added cherry on the cake. And apart from that, he just told me that you have to bring your authenticity to Meera. I don't want you to compare yourself to her, go back, and I don't want an exact Meera of what we had in the original version. So which is why I watched it once and I left it there, and rest all was Ashwath's vision. Like, be like water, my friend, whatever your director's vision, how he wants to shape you, he can do that. So we just had to be flexible about it and just go with the flow.
Is it a full length role?
Yeah.
Okay. Throughout the film. Okay.